I'm Kris, and this is our narrowboat home called Land's End, where I live with my partner Andrew and our cat overlord Matilda. You're joining us at the beginning of a new journey on the Oxford Canal in the direction of Oxford. The previous day we left Braunston and travelled 12 miles and through 9 locks, which took us about 8 hours including a stop for lunch. We moored up just as it was getting dark, and this morning we've woken up here. These are brand new waters for us, so let's find out what's around these famously twisty turns. This is the second day of our 2 fast travel days because we need to get to the other side of a stoppage. There's a lock which needs repair works and it's a planned stoppage, so we know it'll be completely out of action for 2 weeks. So our only mission today is to make sure that we're on the other side of that lock so that we don't get stuck while it gets fixed. Once we've done that, we can continue on at a much more leisurely pace after that. This section of the canal is described in the guidebook as being extravagantly indirect. We're basically doubling back on ourselves multiple times. There are parts where you can see the canal actually run parallel to itself on the other side of a field. It's like doing one gigantic U-turn. We stopped at a village called Fenny Compton to top up our water. When we travel, it's a good time to run the washing machine and do some laundry, so we quite often do a couple of loads as we go and then we fill up the water again.
Fenny Compton looks cute. That pub also looks very nice. Those people said it was good, but we're not stopping in the pub today. You can hear it go. Thanks, tree. Not ideal.
This is Fenny Compton Tunnel, or what's left of it. You'll notice there isn't actually a tunnel here. Originally built in the 1700s, this was once a proper brick narrow tunnel which was over 1,000 yards long, and it had no towpath, so boats had to be legged through it. By the early 19th century, the tunnel was causing all sorts of problems. The narrow and closed design of it made it difficult for boats to get through, so progress was really slow. This was a very busy route, with coal being transported from the Midlands to the Thames at Oxford, and the tunnel became a complete bottleneck for traffic. Over time, it was decided that it should be opened up, and by 1868, the entire enclosed structure of the tunnel had been removed, and it was left as this cutting. But because it's so narrow and straight, it still feels oddly like being in a tunnel. We didn't actually know any of this on our arrival, so we merrily cruised in, and we were quite lucky that we didn't meet another boat because most of this section is single file only and 2 boats wouldn't be able to pass. This is quite unusual for canals. The vast majority of the canal network, 2 boats can easily pass each other, so this kind of thing is the exception, not the rule. Luckily, we didn't meet anyone else.
That was very narrow.
Just need to get through these locks, and then left it to the last minute. It's like the work starts tomorrow. We're here on a Sunday afternoon.
I love these sections of long-term moorings. If you've been watching the vlogs for a while, I'm sure you can tell I'm incredibly nosy and I love to see what everyone is doing with their little plots. These ones were particularly lovely because a lot of them had these really cute shepherd's huts, which I've never really thought about shepherd's huts, but wouldn't that be amazing? Imagine you have your boat and you have a whole garden and sheds and a little shepherd's hut. The possibilities. I think I would love that one day. At the moment, we're really happy moving around all the time and we're not looking to settle down anywhere. But travelling is a really good way of checking out all these kinds of moorings because a lot of them don't really advertise anywhere. They might just have a sign with a mobile number painted on it at the canal side. It's very old school. So as we cruise, I'm always cataloguing anywhere particularly nice and stashing it away just in case for the future.
Smashed it.
We finally made it to the problem lock. One of the paddles was already out of action, waiting for the repairs to start the next day.
Oh, mate. Back you go. Trying to push an entire 30-ton boat with my knee. Past the broken lock.
FRC lock.
Bye lock. When we next see it, it will be better. So now we can just go at our leisure and pull up wherever we like. What's weird is we can't go back for 10 days. We've never had that before where we're just like blocked off. Registered organic farm shop and free-range eggs?
What?
Where?
Wow.
I want free-range eggs.
I really enjoyed this whole section of the journey. This was a really good day, actually. There was so much to look at and it was just consistently very varied and interesting, which always makes a cruise go super quickly and just feels really enjoyable. You don't just feel like you're traveling, you really feel like you're seeing things. It's really nice.
That's the hens. decided to keep going a little bit past the locks that we had to get through to see if we can get a little bit closer to where we maybe want to be, which is property. That's what I'm going with. So we've got 3 more locks that we're just going to try and fly through. It kind of looks like it's going to rain, but it hasn't yet, so it's not too bad. And it's like when you're moving, you just sort of think, let's just go, let's just keep going. Are those geese bothering you? I think they are. Why are they shouting like that? Why are they swimming like they might kill you? Did you say something to them? Why do they have this attitude? What is happening?
Are we about to get
Guys, what's the problem?
Excuse me.
What's the deal? You did this. You apparently offended the geese. Okay, let's just pretend we're not.
Whoa. Let's not try and get up there, sir.
Let's just pretend they're not shouting at us and just ignore them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm curious to see if you go to the locks, if they'll follow you. So far, no. It's me with the geese now. One of them just did a really angry poo, I think. Wow. This is what I mean by never a dull moment. Like, suddenly there's geese after us. I'm slightly scared to go back out there. Maybe they've calmed down. No, they're back. Oh my god. They're hissing at me now. They still kept yelling at me.
Good timing.
We decided to moor up just before a marina, and our plan was we'd stay here for a few days and then set off again and swing by the marina to get a pump out on our way. Once we're all moored up, there's all the usual rituals of lighting the stove and getting warm and getting everything cosy. Every time we cruise, the inside of the boat seems to immediately get completely chaotic, so it's nice to take a bit of time to tidy everything up and put everything away. And then I sat down and I did my diary or my journal, whatever you want to call it, because if I don't write it down, I wouldn't remember anything. spent a couple of days moored up and had some nice walks around the area. And then a few days later, we decided to move on again.
Okay, we're leaving our spot in just before Croppedy, where we stopped for a few days. So we got there on what, Monday? Well, today's Wednesday. So we were just there for a couple of days, and now we're going to move on towards Banbury because we need supplies, we need a shop, we need a supermarket nearby. So we're going to find ourselves one. So we're going to go to Banbury. Stop off at this marina first of all and get a pump out. Simple.
It was not, in fact, so simple.
Okay, so slight change of, well, not plan, but update.
It's a change of plan. The
Update.
first rule of boating, and this is especially if you come from London. In London, everything is open on a predictable schedule, and most stuff works most of the time. In the countryside, as you've seen from some of our other videos, nothing is open, all of the times are wrong, and things don't work.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, it's the pump
A combination of both.
didn't work.
Yeah. So in this marina that we went to, they say they need to have their tank open, emptied, and also it's not working right. So it may be working today, or it may be several days, they don't know. So we're not going to hang around waiting in case that takes days. So we're going to carry on to the next one, but the next pump out place is like a wharf that only does pump outs one day a week on Fridays. Just Fridays, their working hours are Friday, 9 to 5. That could also be wrong, we don't know.
Exactly.
It could be like 10 till 1.
So a top boating tip
Yeah.
that we've just learned on the fly, always phone
Call
ahead
everyone.
to the marina, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to go to, just phone ahead.
Trust no one.
It will save you a ton of time.
Yeah. Save you reversing out.
Exactly.
So now we're going to go to this, towards the place that's open on the Friday, and see. I've emailed them because they say to do that, to see if they can do it before then. If not, we can probably hold on till Friday, and yeah, we just need to stop before that. But we're still going to be in Banbury because this place is in just on the outskirts of Banbury. So we're still heading the same way. The plan is still to go to Banbury. So let's do that.
This is an extremely charming little lock with an extremely charming little lock cottage. Life is soup and on a fork. It's very rural graffiti. Goodness.
Who is a good one?
Wow.
What a good one.
What a dog.
Romance. Two swans just looking out.
probably choosing their nest. They're probably actually like, you know...
It's a recce.
Yeah, it's like going to an estate agent or something.
What do
And,
you think about
looking
this
around
bit?
flats. Yeah, they're like,
Sure.
it's like nice view, but it's a little bit barren.
Yeah,
Could
it's
be
a bit
fox
open to the
dangerous.
elements. Yeah. Good start, I think, guys. You don't have to their first time. You don't have their first time buyer.
Yeah.
This day was another real treat locks wise. It was like every lock was super cute and scenic in its own special way. This one had some very premium looking cows. I believe the one with the fancy horns is a longhorn cow. They seemed just as curious about us as we were about them. I was very intrigued by this lock cottage and the mysterious enjoy every moment signage that was nailed on.
Quite firmly. There's like 5 screws holding it on.
Every time we see one of these all boarded up, you can assume I'm going on about why isn't someone living here and what a cool project it would be.
Such a cool building.
Literally every time.
This should be enjoyable when we empty the lock.
As we were getting nearer to Banbury, we were seeing more and more really high water levels. The locks were overflowing to the point where the water was coming over the gate to fill the lock, instead of filling it through the paddles under the waterline. If this gets bad enough, it can actually mean that you get stuck in the lock. If the water's coming in faster than it's going out, the water level can't equalise and then the gates won't open. That wasn't quite the case here, but it was our first brush with the Oxford water level issues, which would become very much a part of our life from here on out.
I think not enough people are personalising the outside of their homes, and I think that's actually really legit of them. We are officially in Banbury. Moored up in Banbury, so now we can finally go to a shop, and I think we have quite a choice here, so we can actually go to any number of supermarkets, so we'll see what's nearest. I think it might be a Waitrose. Very exciting. Okay, let's go. Only for the finest of ladies. Maybe it's their head office.
It might be a headquarters or something.
They're like, we need the building to look like a giant bag for life.
it's raining, and we're going to do a pump out, and this should be a fun one because we're going to pull up alongside another boat and do the pump out over it, which seems to be the standard operation for this outfit. Hopefully we'll all go smoothly. We'll wait and see. They're sending Kris down the front to stay on so she can tie us onto the front of the boat, because our layout is a bit weird in the sense that like we can't easily get through to the front of the boat. I mean, we can, but it's over the bed and stuff like that. So this was a gripe I mentioned in another video, but that's why she's going to stay down there.
We managed to get about a third of a pump out. The guy doing it was super nice, so we didn't mind. He did his best. But the pump out machine was really struggling, and in the end we just gave up. But it bought us a bit more time, so on we went into Banbury proper.
Entering Banbury.
Banbury! This, I would say, so far is our most exciting mooring. Like, exciting in the, like, traditional sense.
I mean, it's pretty thrilling.
Look at this! This is going to be our home. Mental. We're mooring up right here.
Right next to the Nando's.
Right here. The Nando's is right there. Might need one after all this.
See you next time, when we'll be living in the middle of a shopping centre.